Behold, I see the heavens open, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of Jah. Then they cried out with a loud voice, and stopped their ears, and ran upon him with one accord, and cast him out of the city, and stoned him. And the witnesses laid down their clothes at a young man's feet, whose name was Saul. And they stoned Stephen, calling upon Jah to say, Lord, justice receive our spirit. And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Lord, lay not this sin to their charge. And when he had said this, he fell asleep. Rastafari. Giving thanks, Ras reports the headline. Alright, so they got fighters stationed in Aleppo in Syria from Hezbollah. Hezbollah, Iran, they're sending troops over to Syria. Of course, we know by now this is all a covert war. This is the colonializers coming up against basically Iran. They want to establish Ismail as a legitimate state, and they know that the community around does not accept Ismail's legitimacy because they don't accept the inhabitants of Ismail as truly being Jewish people. How debt was introduced through the First World War, how Britain needed a way to pay that debt off just as we need a way to pay our debt off, because of course our bonds and our debts are paid first. That's how we work. That's how the international money market works. So anyway, there's troops being stationed from Hezbollah militias in these towns in order to ward off the insurgency. President Bashar Assad stressed on Sunday he resolved for the Syrians to eradicate terrorism and extremist thoughts, which are a menace to the region and the world. Of course, the media is not telling us much about ISIS right now. You know, of course, they don't want us to think about it. Of course, Central Command got their own plan, talking about we're going to help the Kurdish people, and then they don't even show up. Because, of course, we have the Kurdistan Works Party, which is still designated a terrorist organization according to the federal government. And unfortunately, they are one of our only hopes of eradicating ISIS. One of our serious, committed, loyal counterinsurgents, and yet there's no support. In another unprecedented step, the Southern Front outlined a roadmap on the future political situation to overthrow Bashar Assad. The roadmap highlighted two main aspects: security and law. You see the situation in France. Now, I haven't paid much attention to it because really it's not about the situation itself that we need to be paying attention to, it's the outlining theme around it. And what the media is portraying this is, just as the Tsarnaev trial, by the way, is that, you know, these people are guilty, and this is why they're guilty. I mean, they have it all drawn out, blueprint, before you even have any investigation, any trial, or anything. I tried to call in the radio station the other day about the Tsarnaev because, of course, the takeaway, which is being endorsed by the Rockefeller Foundation, is going to have the show on Tsarnaev, and just as Amy Goodman did, you know, the key line, the punch phrase is, you know, everybody knows Tsarnaev's guilty, but we want to see if, you know, there's a death penalty involved, or we want to see about this or that. And, you know, I watched the whole event unfold, and there was so many questions in my mind, a lot of questions, and I'll go ahead and name some of them off. The marijuana in the bag. If you're gonna go bomb some people, I would think that it might be a distressful point in your life. Maybe you might take the marijuana around with you when you roll with your brother afterwards. Of course, he ran his brother over after a big shootout. I'm not really sure who runs his brother over. I mean, did they plan it out for him to run his brother? I just, you know, I've been in fights with my brother before, and I didn't plan them out, but they got escalated quite a bit, and yet I couldn't punch my brother in the face because I won't punch my brother in the face. I don't even think I can punch my enemy in the face. So, you know, to run his brother over, that's questionable for me. He drives off in the middle of a shootout in the middle of Boston downtown. He manages to escape. Hey, you know, nothing to look at there. And then, of course, he ends up in a boat with a pen. Who carries a pen around when they're running from the police? I don't know. Maybe it's possible. But then he decides to write why he did what he did, supposedly, and then deny it in court. Even to his mother. I don't know about all that. So, situation, friends, look at the outlying theme. Look at what the radio, look at what the media is telling you. Security, security, security. We need more security. And there's the rationale now to tap everybody's communications. You got Boko Haram in Nigeria, who is ravaging that land and pushing out those people from those tribal regions. Well, who do you think's behind Boko Haram? Well, let's see who ends up in those areas pumping out oil. And then you'll find out who the CIA works for. The Congo, same thing. Oh, you know, this religious warfare, right? No,